Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Siobhan. If this is your first time joining me, welcome, and if this is not, then welcome back. So I wanted to do a quick video with you guys. I'm going to do a quick little chit chat get ready with me video, which is why I have this on my head, because I'm just trying to lay down my hair a little bit. Well, I'm getting ready to go to a work event. I've got like 20 minutes before I need to be leaving, so I thought, why not do like a quick little get ready with me video. And I'm gonna be talking to you guys while I get ready. Since it's a chit chat get ready with me video, I'm gonna be talking to you about like Reading, life in Reading, living in Reading, building a life in Reading, how my heart for the city has like turned 180 versus like when I first got here, and like all of that good stuff. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So I'm not gonna show you exactly what I'm using because next week I want to do like a favorites video. So I'm just gonna do like a very basic my everyday, like super started. I'm gonna start with my eyebrows. Anyways, so life in Reading. Let's see, when I first got here, I moved to Reading in September and from Phoenix. And the very first day that I got here, the night that I got here, I sat on our stairs and I cried. I wanted to go home. Like, I wanted to go back to Phoenix or anywhere besides here. I had never been here before, so I didn't even know really what to expect. But like, I wanted to go home so bad that night. I just remember like crying. And then a few days after that, it's a beautiful city. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's beautiful. Like, you can't deny that. From the mountains and the water and just the outdoors is just incredible to me. Anyways, I cried like a baby. I wanted to go home really bad. And then I told myself, okay, I'll stick it out. Eventually I got to the place where I was like, I'll stick it out for a year until our lease is up. And then after that, it slowly grew on me, and I started considering doing a second year and staying for a second year. And some of you may ask, like, why did you move here? Well, let's see. Originally, I was supposed to move to LA. That was the plan. And then me and my friend, a friend of mine, we decided, very long story short, we decided on coming to Reading. And if you are not familiar with Reading or what's in Reading, there is a really, I guess, popular church called Bethel Church. And I wanted to come and be a part of the culture, and like, I don't know, I'm always down for an adventure. So it was like more like an adventure of like, I don't know what's gonna happen, but like, I'm down for it or whatever. And so that's how it all came into play of actually moving here. After I made the decision to move here, I changed my mind 31,000 times. I was like, no, I can't. I had picked up so much over the last, over the last 7 years, 6-7 years. I had moved so much and picked up so much, and like back and forth between Phoenix and New York, and then Ohio for a little bit, and back to Phoenix. It just was like so much, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this again. Ultimately, I decided to do it. I just thought there's got to be a reason, you know what I mean? So like, I'm down to find out whatever the reason is. After a few months, I started considering doing a second year, and then that like only lasted briefly before I started being like, do I really want to be in Reading? Because like, it's not like the big city that I'm used to. And so I was like very like, I don't know that I want to do this, and I don't know that I want to, you know, I was like, I kind of want to either move down to the Bay Area or move down to LA. I just always struggle with like, this is like kind of off topic but still on topic. I always struggle with like commitment to things, especially like living in different places, because my heart is to like own property in different states and cities and countries and all that fun stuff. And like, my heart is to do business in different places and like not just be in one place all the time. So it was really hard for me to get on board with like creating a life in Reading, so to speak, because it wasn't a big city. And then in the month of May, I don't know, something switched for me. I started just kind of being challenged on like, what is your fear of like committing to something? Like, what would be your fear of committing to Reading? And I had to get over the fact that like it wasn't like the super big city that I was used to. I had to get over that, and I just had to really deal with like my fears that my fears that there's something better somewhere else. So always in moving and going and like even getting opportunities to stay in different places and live in other cities, I would never take opportunities like that were too big, because I was like, that would require me, not too big, but that would require me to be there for like a long period of time. Like I wouldn't take those opportunities because I'm like, what if there's something better somewhere else, you know? And so I literally had to deal with that. Like I had to deal with like my fear of like, what if there's something better somewhere else for me, and like how to really just allow myself to commit in this season. And so it really came out of like really God being like, you know what, for me, I always feel like every season is like I'm barely in it, so thinking about the next season, so where I'm gonna move to next, what I'm gonna do next, and like I never get the opportunity to fully invest in the season that I'm in. And so that was the challenge to me. Like literally it was posed to me like, what if you live your life in Reading as if you're never gonna leave? Like, as if this is home for you for good. Then how would you move differently? And I'm like, oh man, I would start to like really build business and establish myself and like just like really create a life for myself. And it was like, okay, cool, that's how I want you to live then. I want you to live your life as if you're never leaving here. And then God made it very clear to me that if there was ever a time, or when the time came, either if or when, it doesn't matter, that he would make it very clear for me, and I wouldn't have to like guess, you know what I mean? Like what's going to happen next or where next is. Like he would just make that clear. And so I got on board with that. It was like once I confronted my fear of like, oh my gosh, what if there's something better somewhere else? I was able to like really get on board with like whatever it is that God wanted to do through me here in Reading. Also, your girl likes to glow, okay? She likes to be glowy. I was really able to get on board with that, and that made a huge difference in like how I approach life here. I mean, this is all so recent, you guys. Like, I am literally giving you this process has just been over the last few weeks, so I'm still trying to like figure it out. Last week I was like leaving a friend's house, and this was after my process of like, okay, I'm gonna live my life here in Reading as if I'm never gonna leave. That means I gotta start building, and I've got to start doing things a little bit different. And so I was leaving a friend. Literally, I'm the same girl who was like sitting on her stairs crying. You guys, like a baby. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like crying. Like, and now I'm like, I want to buy a house here. Wait a second. I literally was like in my car driving, and I was like, oh, I just had this thought and this feeling, like this urge to like, I want to buy a house here. And I literally was like, who the hell are you? Like, what are you talking about? Like, you literally just couldn't even, actually, yeah, we are gonna go through this. You literally just couldn't even really stand to be here not that long ago. Like, you were so fearful of like missing out on somewhere else, to I don't want to be anywhere else. Like, that's really where I'm at. And I don't mean like, I still desire to obviously do business in other places. I still obviously desire to have multiple homes in multiple places. That's always been my dream and the goal. But as far as like home base, I literally don't know where else I can't fit. Like, I'm like, LA, it just doesn't. And I think a part of it, I've been talking a lot with like some of my friends, and I'm like, a part of it is because what I see for Reading has changed drastically. So there's this part of me that always seen a bit of the potential for Reading, but couldn't quite see how I fit into that, right? Here in Reading, like how my vision would be able to come into play in Reading, or just businesses in general that I desire. I just couldn't understand it. And then the moment that it hit for me that like, because your view and your perception of Reading is too small, like your vision for it is too small, like you got to think on a larger scale. The moment that that hit and I begin to see more of the potential of the city, and like if you've never been here, I can't really explain it. If you live here, there's a wave, and all I'm saying is you better catch it and you better ride it, because I just feel like there is literally so much life and potential here, and there's so much room for growth and transformation of this city, from a community aspect, from a business aspect. Like I truly believe in like businesses thriving here, and like what I feel like is about to happen in Reading is huge and it's massive. And I feel like God is literally sending people here who are dreamers and visionaries and leaders, and like to like literally lead this city into its next, I don't know, into its destiny. I just feel like there's so much potential. And so I don't know, this is just, it's still so new to me, and my heart is just like on fire for Reading. Like literally, and I'm so excited to just see what God is gonna do in this city, and how he's gonna use people here, including myself, in the transformation of this city, you know. And I had to let my heart just like feel all of that. And so whereas I thought my dreams were too big for this city, I actually began, like, my personal dreams like could never develop here, grow here, because the city was too small and my dreams were too big. I think it was actually the complete opposite. This city is actually going to be the launching pad for your dreams. And that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful place to be in, when you feel that. And what's crazy is like the Lord literally put all of this inside of me, in front of me, at a point where I was literally just going through so much, like literally stressing so much about like personal stuff, situations that were obviously meant to grow me in faith and stuff like that. He literally put all of this in front of me at a time where I could have just been, I don't even know what you would call it, but just like out. He put this in front of me. Anyways, so that's Reading. That's why Reading. I love this city. Like I always tell people, like I lived in New York and I didn't meet this many entrepreneurs. There's so many people here who are passionate about business and like entrepreneurship and like just building, and dreamers. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm at home. I am at home. That's literally it, you guys. So this is my very quick get ready with me video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. As you can see, like literally this is like nothing. It's just like I just throw stuff on so that I can look decent for wherever I'm going when I'm in a rush. Anyway, I also totally forgot to highlight my inner corners, so I did that just so I could show you guys that that is also a part of my quick. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I will catch you all in my next video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Deuces.